right, DFW Shed Sessions.
Yeah.
I am Lupal Beats. We got the beautiful Professor Mel Will.
Hey, hey, hey.
And we got my good brother over here, the co-pilot, J Ell Groove.
Tis I.
And we got a guest. I think it's going to be a good one tonight.
Man, listen, Lou, I say this all the time, but I actually mean it this time. I think this is going to be one of them ones.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So we got my good brother, Nick Vintage, in the building.
Y'all make some noise for him one time.
I imagine there's a drum.
Wow.
That was actually that was an accident.
Did you just
That was
boo
complete
him?
accident.
Nick.
Did he boo me?
Christ.
That was complete accident.
It was the boo first, but then it turned into the clapping. So it was almost like it was like together. It was
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
It's all right.
All right, so we're gonna run that back because we're not finna do you like that. Not at all.
Please leave it in.
That's never
I ain't gonna lie,
before.
that was funny.
Yeah.
Nick Vintage. Boo.
No, what you heard was boo, yay, boo, yay.
It's all right. I like that though.
Oh, man.
All right, so yeah, we got my good brother Nick Vintage in the building.
Y'all make some noise for him one time.
All right. Yeah.
Make some noise for him. Nick, how you doing, sir?
Today?
Yeah.
I'm a little. I'm not as sweaty as usual, so I think that's all right.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Other than sweaty, emotionally speaking,
Yeah.
I'm content.
Probably that Texas weather, you know.
Yeah.
in the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Right, man. What about your mental? How's your mental?
Today, pitiful.
Okay. That's honest.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna spam on it. Just
Yeah, I mean that's my baseline.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
baseline.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, you know, on DFW Shed Sessions, we like to start from the rooter to the tutor. We like to start from the top. All right, so Lou, what you got?
Yeah, so let's talk about how you got started in this music thing. How I began to. Yeah, with the D.
Yeah.
Well, my dad.
I'm sick of you already.
My dad.
It's an inside joke, y'all. It's all good.
No. It does indeed start with my good for nothing father.
Okay.
No, so he was a tow truck driver, man, and I had always had like problems with like home life, like it was a very really intense, and I guess the right word would be like what tumultuous situation. Like that means troublesome, right?
Yeah.
In a
Okay.
sense.
School word.
So I had like really, like just terrible home life.
I read, brother. I read.
So I ended up. I had the notions at one point that I wanted to get a drum kit, but my dad being a tow truck driver, he's a repossession agent and stuff like that. I mean, we lived very, very poor. Like it was like we were slum dogging it. We were like non-Hindi version. You know what I mean? Like we were just like poverty stricken in the U.S. And I really wanted the drum kit, and he wanted to get me one. And then when he got me one, it was broken, busted, and strung out. And at the time, I mean, I was a kid. I didn't know what it needed to get together.
Now, what side of town is this in?
I mean, this is like in Kennedale.
Oh, okay. Kennedale, Texas.
Yeah, Kennahell to the locals. So we ended up getting this busted drum kit that didn't even have the parts, no skins, no hardware, and literally nothing. And then he was just like, he wanted to use it as like an incentive program. He's like, I'll complete this drum kit. I'll buy these pieces of this drum kit, and I will make it yours if you get your grades up. But like, I couldn't get my grades up because my home life was so bad. It was too distracting. Like, but then he like died randomly. At 18 years old, he just croaked. And I was like, all right, well, the drum kit didn't happen. So like I gave that up. But I did have a guitar that I had worked for, and then I made myself homeless. Not made myself homeless. My mother kicked me out of the house when I was 18. Took that guitar, pawned it to stay afloat. I know this has nothing to do with what we talked about. But no, but it does. So like when I was homeless, you know, I got back on my feet a little bit. I met this girl through a friend of mine who was a musician. It was his girlfriend's twin sister. And I started to see her, which, you know, was a little awkward. But then like we met her dad. He lived in East Texas. And the more of getting to know him, his name was Tony. And is Tony. He's not dead or anything. Super cool cat, man. And really strict, kind of weird. And he just said something along the lines of like, my daughters only date musicians. And I was like, I don't play anything. Yeah. I've pawned my guitar because my fingers hurt when I played it, and I was too, nervous to play anything. He's like, well, if you could play, what would you play? And I was like, well, I mean, I would want to play the drums, you know what I mean? So like he was playing guitar, and his daughters, well, one of them was playing bass and guitar, and the other was playing piano, and then of course the other girl's boyfriend was playing a guitar all the time too. And so then I was over there. I think it was like near Christmas or something like that, like 7 years ago. And I was hanging out there with his daughter, and he was at work, and he had like texted me and was like, hey, when you get a chance, that drum kit needs to be set up when I get home. And I was like, what do you mean? You know, he says, go outside. There's a drum kit that needs to be set up when I get home. So he bought like a brand new blue Ludwig kit and had me have it set up by the time he got home. Wow. Okay. So then like I started playing with him and then the other girl's boyfriend for a brief minute, like playing, like just playing by ear and trying. And then eventually I got involved in doing, like I started to get work and getting jobs, like just nickel and diming it till I was able to get my own Yamaha kit, started drumming in the back of my pickup truck and also in my private time and like started drumming first. So that's where it all started, like, 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me ask you something. Like because you were waiting on this kit from your dad, and my condolences. Yeah.
It's all right. He was worthless.
But then you meet this guy who I would assume was a bit of a father figure. Yeah,
we still talk to this day.
Yeah, and the fact that thing manifested through somebody else. Like, how did that make you feel?
I was pretty shook, man. I was impacted for the rest of my life. Like I said, I'm still, even though that his daughter and myself, we had stopped talking to each other for years now. Like, we don't talk. We stopped dating. He views me as a son of his to this day. And like he and I, we still see each other. We still talk to each other every week and do all those things. So coincidentally enough, he also built me my first guitar randomly. Oh, wow. That was a shocker. So he's always been trying to push that, and now since he's done that, I've become more invested in guitar stuff than I have drums. I only have one drum kit, but I have several guitars and did all this other stuff, and been doing music ever since. So I mean, it was very impactful and long lasting because he was more caring. I don't want to bash my dad too much, but this dude right here, he stood up and he went to the plate and represented me in a fashion that I had never felt before. You know what I mean? He really, he gave me the strong arm of discipline at the same time as also while trying to influence me in a positive fashion to bring out the best in me. And I think I can't thank him any more than that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So starting off on drums, what made you want to switch over to guitar? What was that?
Drugs, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I started drumming, I started playing by ear, trying to follow the rhythm section of James Brown's bands. Like every time that his rhythm section is probably the most solid rhythm section I've ever listened to in my life. And it's always just that pocket, you know? And so still to this day, I was never taking any lessons on either of the instruments I've ever gotten. So it's like I went into this in a really unconditional kind of method. And I was involved in production for some time, and I got involved with understanding recording software because he had recording software in his house. The dude that gave me the drums and guitars, Tony, he had that stuff in his house. He had like some recording software, and I was intrigued by it, and I was trying to record some drums. And eventually I got to that guitar that he had given me, and I started messing with the tunings. I started doing alternative tunings, I guess, by ear, and also by tuning it down to whatever, and I just started trying to hear something and play something, and then eventually that's what came of it. I just started to do it.
It feel good, don't it?
Yeah.
It sound good, don't it?
Strictly feeling based, and then that took off. I don't really have a timeline on that. It just happened.
So that kind of explains because we're going to get into orangutan super love in a minute. We're going to get into that, but that kind of explains your style.
I never mentioned drugs. I started with drugs, but didn't touch on it. And then I started doing lots of coke and LSD. That was,
okay. So
that was another thing too that drove into it. I was recovering from an issue. I forgot. I leaned into it as a crutch after my dad died. 2 years after that, my sister had passed away. She was adopted. And then I leaned really heavy on substance abuse, and then got like all of my time and effort and energy. The only way I could figure to spend my time was playing the instruments. I mean, it was like essentially like fidget stimming as a stimulant abuser. I was taking like lots of coke and doing acid and listening to a lot of great tunes and trying to wrap my head around my feelings at the time and combating the suicide feelings, you know, the suicidal type shit. And so I just buried myself into free time, just like whatever I could get my hands on, musically speaking. I started getting keyboards, guitars, and then, you know, really kind of buckling down on that and making that a priority to stick with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many instruments do you play overall?
I'm willing to say that I can play that I can play. I can probably play 99 plus instruments.
Okay.
But
the ones you're
knowing how to play, knowing
in
how
my
to play,
mind,
right?
knowing how to play any of them. I don't know how to play any of them. So the ones I dedicate myself to. I mean, I do drums. I play guitar. I play synthesizer and bass guitar, and then I sing, and then just do manipulation and production stuff on the other side to do the amp. Like, I don't know. There's a different side of it. I guess I consider production an instrument of its own sometimes. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
It can be, especially when you get to the point to where you're, like you said, manipulating the sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely an instrument in itself for sure. So let's get into it then. So you have a band called Orangutan Super Love.
I do.
You do. Dope band. Explain the because can you even put a genre on it?
You can do. I mean, you can kind of take genre names and bend them to one kind of, or just do multiple.
Or like, you know, like, because it would be considered like a noise, or
it's in between like experimental, minimalism. So experimental, noise, minimalist, and psychedelic.
Okay.
All those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about Orangutan Super Love. Talk about that band.
I don't talk about it. If you're not there, you're somewhere else is my motto. So it's a very experiential thing. It's you have to be there to experience it, because all of my live sets are never to be repeated again the same way. I will never record anything in the studio and then take that to a stage and play it. I will. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So say for instance, I recorded something in the studio.
why do we rehearse?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Say for instance, I recorded anything in the studio, I would never take it to a stage.
Yeah.
So because you have
You just let the spirit use you. Okay.
Because you have quite a few albums. You got about
24.
You have quite a few albums, and so the things that those albums, none of those. You don't do any of those tunes on stage.
No. So here's the thing. So a lot of those some of them are studio recordings. Some of them are recordings of live performances. And and like sometimes if we have a live riff that we do, I mean, we can consider doing it. But I'm saying like any of the stuff that I do studio, because the band Orangutan Super Love is. I have an amalgamation of many different musicians that feature on my live lineups, but Orangutan Super Love is actually technically my solo project. So if I'm ever going to do anything in the studio, all the instruments are going to be recorded by me unless I feature someone on there.
Got you.
Because I do all the music production, everything by myself the entire way. And then anytime that I have live albums, those are albums featuring musicians that I pick up for my lineups. That I have my dedicated lineup, and then other time there's like featured artists that come on and join the lineup, and we kind of just twist it up a little bit, get some variety in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You prefer the stage or the studio?
I don't really have I love live performances if there's a crowd, but it's all the same to me because it brings the same feeling either way. I think the studio is more self-inflicting. Like I always I'm a perfectionist at heart. If I'm coming to something like that, which is kind of hard to believe if you've listened to the music, which is like there's so much that you can consider errors on my part, or something that sounds really unconventional and just noisy and harsh. But it's like, for me, I worked to get that sound the way I wanted it, what I mean? But it takes a long time for me to make decisions on things that are the way it is. It takes a lot of processes I have to step away from for months and then come back and reassess it and listen to it and work on it after, I've even touched it the first time. So,
okay. Is there anybody that you listen to for, I guess, inspiration as far as like because the whole concept, I'll call it organized noise, right? Like the whole concept of the organized noise, what sounds to you, stuff like that. Is there anybody that you listen to?
Yeah, there's a little bit of chaos involved that's structured. But so back in the 60s, there was a band that was started by a cult leader named his name was Yehovah 13, and his cult was called the Source Family. Okay. And they had practiced a concept called music in the eternal now, and I am practicing that same concept. It's not. It has nothing to do with the cult.
Sans the cult, I got you.
Nothing with the cult belief itself, but it was the way they channeled everything. So they did the same thing that I do sometimes. They just bring musicians up, and so that practice that I'm following is you get a group of musicians that know what they're doing to a certain degree, and if you're on the same wavelength and page, it's something that's all around you. You can feel it in a sense, energy-wise, and you can tap into it, and the next thing you know, something magical happens. You can feel that group going in, and then it has its climax, and it's an energy thing. So Yehovah 13's band, The Source Family, is a really good listen if you guys ever decide to pick that up and check it out. I mean, it's a bunch of like vegan hippies that were just doing experimental music, tripped out on acid and stuff. And Spacemen 3 is another one. They were doing a lot of heroin, and they dropped out of art school to become heroin addicts and musicians, and they made some of the best psychedelic and just minimalistic drone music I've ever listened to. Acid Mother's Temple, they're from Japan. They're another one of my favorites and influences. I've actually done a couple of songs dedicated to them on a couple of live performances. I have one called Toast to AMT, which is Toast to Acid Mother's Temple. Yeah, so those are a couple.
Is there a line or a difference? I'm trying to phrase my question properly, between like, going in there playing what you feel, and then you have the satire, right? Because you have some songs where it's literally like you said, I'm making fun of you at this point, you know. But do you have an idea of what songs you may be referencing? You have a lovely ditty called Winnacee Tisky.
I do. Is that the only one you could pick out?
Well, that's the main one, because Tennessee Whiskey, that's that one tune that is like everybody has grown to love to hate.
Absolutely think it's one of the worst songs.
Do you really?
Oh, dude, I hate the song so much.
Now, are we talking about the original or the one that became famous?
All of the above, man. I just don't care. Like it's I've listened to so many renditions of it, and also giving my start into the music business, or the, you know, the whatever this is, if it's not even a business, the scene, you should say. I started in the blues circuit.
Yeah.
That's where I first got my chops to drum with anyone.
Yeah.
I would go to the Cadillac Pizza Pub out in McKinney.
Yeah,
and that's where I got my very first start when I was 19 years old out there playing drums. And since then, since like that time all the way until now, it's like I feel like it has never lost its luster, which sucks. I'm like, somehow, some way, there's some, like, just for lack of better words, just some asshole that'll just play that song consistently, or they're just like they'd rather go blind as well, you know, they're just like, it's like Tennessee whiskey and I'd rather go blind in the same mashup. Here, let's do it. It's like an extended supercut, and I'm just like, I just want to take my face and just grind it on pavement. Like, I will gladly do it every time we hear that song.
I want to play it. Now, so take that, right?
Yeah.
I always ask, like, while I understand, like, because there are plenty of songs that I get tired of playing, especially when the people covering them just totally destroys them. It's like, bro, this sounds like garbage, dude. You trying to cover this song. But it's like, as an artist, wouldn't you want a song? Would you want a song that famous? Would you want a song that everybody just wants to play or everybody just wants to hear?
That's not for me to decide. That's for everyone else to do on their part.
But I'm just saying, but wouldn't you want that though?
I don't do anything. I don't want anything other than for me to be happy.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I don't play for the idea of people listening to my music. I do it for the idea of me playing it and for me listening back to it. I play music that I wanted to hear.
You know what feels good.
Yeah. So like whatever I'm playing is like, that's very much so a reflection of what I want to hear. And if people jive with it, that's fine. But if at the end of the day that nobody, or if one song took off and like hit stardom randomly, just to, you know, if someone picked it up and was like, oh, we're gonna use this as a soundtrack or something like that, because that was my original goal, was actually to like get involved in film scoring. That was like the whole thing. And I still do want to do that, actually, is like score film. If someone wanted to use it as a soundtrack or opening theme, or even if I just joke around and do a pop album and just screw up the scene on it, and then all of a sudden it takes off, I wouldn't care. If it did, I mean, I'd be like, oh, thanks, and then I would ride that wave. You know what I mean? I'd appreciate it in the moment for what it was worth, for what they've given me, because that's up for everyone else to give me something based upon that. But you know, I don't really have a particular answer on that.
Lou, he actually got a couple placements.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. What were they?
Yeah, so it's actually a guy I was doing a bunch of researching and stuff online with companies. At that point, I was just trying to deep dive into putting in placements for like TV and film and all that. And I came across some website. I think it's called filmnetwork.com or something like that. But I had submitted some stuff, and I think it was probably within maybe a month or two later, I got an email from a guy. Hey, we like your music. We'd like to use this, put this in our library. Then he like, but I need the underscore, and I need you to put a stinger at the end. I didn't know what any of that was. So he sent me some examples, and then I figured out, okay. So yeah, but it was pretty cool though.
Nice.
Getting those type of things.
What about you guys with your projects? What was the question you asked me again about that?
Would you want a song that like everybody's just like?
Yeah.
Like,
do you want an earworm? Would you want a song where every time people heard it, they would want to do it drunkenly with karaoke, or do it at every jam?
Yeah, absolutely.
And all that stuff.
Absolutely. I would want that, only because I would want to make that one tune that mark time for people.
Yeah.
And it's like having that one tune that's like, yo, I was listening to this song when I fell in love. I was listening to this song when I conceived my child. Man, we were making sex and this song came on, and you know what I'm saying, I never forget, I went on my first date with this song. Or man, I was going through a heartbreak and I was listening to this song, and this song was the one that or then like just that moment to where you're playing in a stadium and you can't even sing the song. The whole crowd is singing your song word for word. You know what I'm saying?
It's a gluttonous amount of worship.
Yeah. But I also look at it as this tune has helped a lot of people. Emotionally.
Make children.
Make children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That happened for Burna Boy, right? Like he was that Burna Boy? It was whoever it was. They did some African song or whatever, and he went and he was in a concert. It's a video. I think I kind of teared up a little bit because you could see the emotion on his face. You know that song, baby, calm down. Na, 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 na,
I don't listen to today's youth.
Okay. Well, he did.
Well, I'd be the same way.
You know what song I'm talking about?
No, I'm
Nick, why would you do that? That's so disrespectful.
Oh, that song that I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I felt like acting like I did.
Don't feel bad, Nick. I don't know what song she's talking about either.
The people who see this interview, they probably would know. But no, they did the song. All he did was drop the beat, and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
And then before he could come in on the song, they just started singing, the whole crowd. And he just sat there. He was like,
yeah.
And then
even if it's a medley, like even if it's everybody singing la 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 la, like that was my la 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 that I put in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would love that.
Yeah, I think it's even more golden when it's like something timeless. Like
absolutely,
like Superstition. People still,
even though they fuck it up every time. That's my one. That's my one. But it was worth it. It was worth it because
I thought it was gonna be Nick, but it's you.
Man, listen,
I've been doing pretty good.
You have.
He's been doing a great, and he can attest to this because we know a lot of the same people, go to some of the same jams and stuff like that, and it's like, bro, it's certain songs people do. It's like while it's a great song in itself. I'm like, bro, just stop playing it.
Yeah, that's one of them ones nobody ever
Pride
plays.
and Joy.
Pride and Joy.
Oh my gosh.
Pride and Joy. We can go down the list.
We don't need to.
So it's okay. We don't need to.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, man. So to answer your question, I would want a song that people got tired of.
Yeah.
And then plus those residuals are gonna be crazy if y'all playing it that much.
Yeah.
If y'all playing it that much, then
exactly.
Y'all can hate it, and I can get paid off of y'all hating it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, sweet.
Yeah. You can hate it, love it. Hey, as long as this mug is still getting played.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. All right, so that's cool. But moving on, and that's actually a great segue, man. How do you feel about the music, the music scene in the DFW area?
Oh boy,
what's your take on it? You can be candid.
The gig life.
The gig life.
I don't know, man. I got a lot of my vocabulary stricken before this. I know there was already one drop, so I could drop about 37 more. Can I just deflect? Can I deflect the thing about the music scene and just talk about my deadbeat dad?
No, we already had one of those interviews. We can't have.
So no, man. Something about it. I played a lot in Dallas and Deep Ellum and stuff like that. I've actually retracted being so out and visible in the public eye.
I feel like all of us go through that, man. Yeah.
But it's for a specific reason, because I feel like there's I've been coming out there for years, and there's been this plateau for some reason where I've noticed, and I don't ever want to put specific artists or anything or whatever on blast, but I mean it's infected the entire community of this weird thing where there's a misrepresentation of a lot of things where people just don't know what they're involved in, and a lot of things are spiraling out a little bit too, revolving around the Dallas Entertainment Awards and stuff like that, things that should being represented as certain things, and also a lot of just stupidity, just in the music scene and what people can classify it in, advocating for certain things and people gravitating towards certain things and thinking they're hip with some sort of categorized notion being put forth. And then beyond that, there's also just this non-advancement of anything, which is kind of weird. I feel like
there's a ceiling.
I can mention a couple of bands if I wanted to, that when I feel I've seen them 6 or 7 years ago and they're still stuck there. and it feels like almost like you're in purgatory, where you go to a jam and you see them do the exact same thing over and over again, and it's the most, and you're like, are you still missing the one? Are you still missing, like, what are you?
Yeah.
Like, I was 6 years ago, man. You're still screwing this up somehow to where we are having to track this. But yeah, and like I said, people's mentality overall, it's an immature game out there, man. So I've taken a lot of step back and kind of focused on, doing a lot more studio stuff if I can this year in particular, because the public nominated me twice for Best Experimental Act in Dallas.
Yeah,
Experimental Noise Act.
Dallas
Entertainment Awards. So I got nominated publicly for that. That I, it wasn't like a self-inflicted thing where I did it myself. It was just like people observation. They just did it. And then by the end of it, the people that had actually received those awards that weren't even remotely in that category. Like I listened to I did my homework. I understood the assignment. I went out and I listened to my competitors, and both times they were not experimental noise musicians, like live acts. Their whole thing was like have an experimental live act that's based around noise and experimentalism. And like even one of them, I think he only did one gig in Dallas the entire year of last year.
Oh wow,
which is crazy. And I've had several. You know what I mean? Like I've been hard at work, and I. Like 10 of out of the 10 albums I released last year, I think 8 of them were live performances, and then I had several more that were actually backlogged that I never released, and I recorded every one of them, but I had a lot of them in Dallas and stuff like that, so it's really weird to see the clicks also, like the click behavior. It's insulting to a degree, and rumors and
I was going to ask you if you're part of the clique.
No, I'm actually, so in wrestling, they have a term, and this is me, I'm not breaking kayfabe, but basically in wrestling they have the term kayfabe, where it's like they have the part of their imagination of what's being fueled is like supposed to be taken as real. I don't break that in my realm, but I don't have a clique that I fit in. I'm kind of on the outsides. I'm in the boundaries and outlaw of it all, and I'm actually considered kind of the heel. And in wrestling, they have the heel and the face. The heel's like the bad guy. Sometimes people can be the fans of the bad guy, of course, because, Stone Cold Steve Austin in the 90s, he was like one of the greatest heels of all time. But everyone loved him when he was like, even though that he was a face, he was still a heel, and then he turned ultra heel whenever he went to the corporate side. But like he... So basically, I'm not the people's favorite choice for most things, but I kind of just go in there and I wreck shit and leave. That's I follow his motto as well: arrive, raise hell, leave. That's what I do. And I tend to not get into too many conversations with a lot of people when I'm there, and I'm an outsider with my group of people. So
ain't nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you, man. Because like you were saying earlier, like when it comes to the industry stuff, man, it is a game that people like to play that sometimes you just really legit just don't feel like playing. You don't feel like playing that game. You don't feel like, especially when you know what you do, you know the amount of time and effort that you put into what you do, you know what you're capable of. So I definitely get that, man. Not wanting to.
I'm not above making enemies.
Absolutely.
And I've got a shitload of them, so I'm not.
Well, I say it like this. Dame Dash, he said it perfectly. They was like, would you consider yourself a bad guy? He said, I'm a bad guy to the bad people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
Wow.
it's like the people who are who are righteous, people who do good and stuff like that. I mess with those people, and those people mess with me. It's the people who's always trying. It's the people the ones who's trying to bully people, the one who's trying to push people over, the one who's trying to overlook people, the one who's trying to screw people over. Those are the people who say that I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
Those are the people who say I'm a bully, and I don't mind being a bully to those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Nick,
sure.
Have you ever? I don't know why I want to ask you this question, and you cannot answer it if you don't want to. Have you ever been in a fight in Deep Ellum?
Yeah.
You know who one of his best friends is?
Who?
The legendary Tin Man Travis.
Okay, I just I want
Let's say who hasn't been in a fight?
I don't know.
Have you heard? Have you heard something I haven't?
No, I just asked. Well, I just asked because I know you're a businessman and all that, and you're one of the very few I know that we've interviewed that actually had. I feel like you're almost in a lane of your own. So I think
he definitely is.
Right. And so I just kind of asked that because for me to kind of notice you in a lane, you're tapping into a lane that if you have or whatever. I just wanted to know, with your personality, if you have been in any fights.
Yeah.
That's the nicest way I could say it.
But it wasn't, it was like guilt by association. I had a friend of mine, one of my best friends.
Yeah.
He got into an altercation with someone else.
That's believable.
Out of a matter of respect.
That's believable.
I will not mention this man by name. Yeah. Some say he's a legend, and we'll keep it that way. So, he's got someone. I mean, he's feeding him like. I mean, he's going straight in, just driving him, man. I'm like, all right, so this is
you going? I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't, because I knew he's handling his own. I was like, I didn't have a problem with it. This guy's been problematic before. He'd already had a situation where he'd interrupted a set one day that I was doing, man, and just put his middle finger directly on my face, and that's
Almost.
It was close.
This friend of mine, he had already had a near graze, but we could tell it was gonna be an issue soon. And finally, when it popped, he was already taking this dude down, and then this guy's friend who was on stage playing was some scrawny. No, I couldn't say scrawny. I mean, he was just young. I call him scrawny because I'm just a big dude built like a refrigerator. So like, he comes around with this practice amplifier about yay big, and he pulls it off this bar stool and cracks my friend in the back of the head with it.
No.
And I mean, my greatest friend ever is so fueled with adrenaline and also probably drunk on the whiskey and can't even feel it. Yeah. And it was at that moment where I mean, he didn't even react to it, but after he hit my friend in the back of the head with this amplifier, he decided he was going to try to run out with his, dignity or whatever. He was scared. Yeah. And I had started to chase him, but I was wearing sandals. I was in rare form. I'm trying to like run after him. So
I'm trying to picture you in sandals.
Man,
that's
I wear sandals all the time.
The thong sandals.
Yeah, flip flops, man.
The dippers,
and
thong slippers.
So I had a coworker with me who had just gotten off of work with me who was there, and I said, "Get that guy!"
Yeah.
And he ran out there and he grabbed him. I had him for a minute by his jacket, and that's when he slipped out. But I was wearing sandals, and one of them fell off, and I was like, "Get that guy!" And he runs over there and grabs him, and next thing I know, I mean, I meet him outside. I get my sandal on, and I kind of walk heftily over there to him, and I'm like, he's got a hold of him, and they're kind of stumbling, and I just grab a hold of the dude, and I just take him and just slam him to the ground, man. I almost felt like I was going to catch a charge because his head hit the pavement so hard, dude. Back of his head, and he was in between a car, and he was like, I'm sorry. He was like begging for like mercy at that point.
Yeah.
And then I let him go for a minute, but he came back, and then that's when things got stupider. It was just hands were thrown.
Did your legendary friend get banned from that establishment?
None of my friends have ever been banned.
Are you?
But my worthless dad. Just kidding. Yeah, my.
Speaking of establishments,
my friend's got a reputation, and then let's just say that his form of respect doesn't meet the same as other people's, respects, and that's sometimes principle is what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a pivot backwards. I'm gonna go backwards for a little bit, cause you were asking about some of the songs out for Orangutan Super Love. I would say this. I'm gonna say mine, and I'm gonna ask you yours. So one of my favorite songs, and it's for a specific reason, is from Orangutan Super Love. I believe it's Choose Your Weapon.
Choose Your Weapon.
Yeah. Choose because you have an album called Sanitized Murder Weapon. Mm-hmm. And on this album, there's a tune called Choose Your Weapon. And one of the main reasons I like this song, I actually do like the song because it reminds me of when I'm selecting a player off of Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, was that the inspiration behind that? It's kind of video gamey. Mm-hmm. You got some,
Yeah, so that whole album, if you look at it, if you look at the tracks on the album, I don't know, it's probably not available right now in this moment, but so I had the album Sanitized Murder Weapon, and each track of the album is supposed to be a soundtrack for the act of someone committing themselves to the act of committing a murder,
Okay.
and then cleaning the weapon. That's why it's
okay.
called a sanitized murder weapon. So it says choose your weapon, and then there's one that says commitment, following through, or whatever the tracks are. It's actually the process of someone murdering somebody with a weapon.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, and then there's one's even called rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
so it was really just like, okay, each one of these songs in the process of someone cinematically speaking in my head, I was like, there's someone.
That's actually pretty. That's actually
Yeah.
pretty genius. I like.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The concept is very.
Yeah.
I don't know what came across in that moment.
I kind of feel like I know, but anyway, I feel like you just had something on your mind, bro.
Hey, man.
But okay. So, but what's your favorite Orangutan Super Love tune?
Oh.
I know you got a lot, but like if you can.
Shit, dude. It's not fair.
So many.
I got a lot.
I'll tell you what. Give me three. Give me three.
Okay, so
Three that if I'm a fan of experimental noise and you're saying, well, I got a band. What three songs?
Fatigued from the Warehouse album is probably one of my all-time go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this I can't really just choose like three, but there is an album that I did. I'll just pick this album as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a band once that we got off on a real bad level. So I had written a bunch of songs with these dudes, and because I chose to get sober off of narcotics, they kicked me out of the band because I didn't want to play reggae music.
Okay.
And also I wasn't buying drugs from the dude who was in charge of the band. And so they had changed their entire band name from one thing. And this one I really don't care about if I mention live because, I mean, to hell with these guys. But like, so I was in a band. They started off called Angel and the Forget-Me-Nots. I was like, that's the lamest name I've ever heard in my life.
Angel
Like,
and the Forget-Me-Nots.
So yeah, I was like, that's dog shit. So I was like, so I'm half Hispanic, and I was playing with a dude who's Hispanic, and then another one who's half Hispanic, and then we had a bass player who was a black dude, and I was like, you know what we should do, man? We should just really lean into the fact that we've got so much pinto being in this situation. We should just rock this shit and just change the whole concept. And I was focused on death a lot. So then the band, I changed the name, and I got the band name changed to Sucia Muerte, which is Dirty Death in Spanish. So I started working on that project, and I was so proud of that thing. And I'd written all these songs, and I was drumming for them, and we had gotten all these riffs together, and I transformed their entire sound and concept, man. And then when I got fired, I started to see the drummer they hired was so bad at drumming the songs that I had written.
Right.
I almost caved to their thing, and I was like, I almost begged to be back into the band to play the songs again because I hated seeing my work go to shit.
Yeah.
So in a moment, like,
That's always rough, boy.
Yeah.
It's
I
on
put
your
all this
own
hard
material.
work.
Yeah.
And then someone couldn't even do them. And I was like, you know what? I was begging to get back. My significant other at the time was, and a best friend of mine, I was up super late, and I was just like stressing over it. I was watching videos of them live and just bombing my material. And I was like, God, man, it's something I can't do. And they were just like, why don't you just re-record everything yourself? So there's an album called En la Sombra de la Muerte, which means in the shadow of death. And so that's a testament, and there's actually a morphed image of that. It's an orangutan Grim Reaper instead of the original Grim Reaper they had. And I reworked the whole logo. And I recorded all of those songs by myself. I used a drum machine, bass, guitar, and did all this stuff. And I even saw him on a podcast, the dude who screwed me over. He was on a podcast, and I actually took him. I ripped his voice off the podcast, sampled it, and then put it into the first song, like the intro. And there, and then I was like, I just buried him. I actually went to his. So that album is actually my favorite. I went to his show whenever I released the album because I recorded everything in 4 days, which I work at an amazing speed doing a lot of things. So. Especially off of hate and spite, I operate the best. I really do.
Oh yeah, well, I'm finna get your ass.
Dude, if you want to get me to operate on a really fierce level, just do me wrong, and I will work out of pettiness.
Oh man!
And so like I went to
worse than battle rappers.
Right.
Yeah, man. I went to his release party, or it wasn't a release party. It was a gig he had at Caves in Arlington, and I like printed out there's a picture of Steven Seagal, and he's like one of the worst guitarists I know from the big screen. Steven Seagal, and like the other guitarist that screwed me over, dude. He looked just like Steven Seagal, so like he just needed long curly hair. So I photoshopped curly hair on Steven Seagal playing an ES335, and then I put a QR code on it, and then put his band logo, Susi a Muerte, on it, and the logo that I designed actually, and then I put a QR code to my album on the QR code, and I went to his gig and passed out flyers to everyone while he was there.
Shit.
And his mom was there and everything.
I love it.
So that album is all time one of my favorites. I did
That is funny.
It in 4 days,
That's
and there was
wild.
a lot of hate behind it.
Savage.
Yeah, man.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. Well, look, DFW Shed Sessions, we're going to take a real quick pause for the cause, or cause for the pause, as Lou would say. Cause for the pause or whatever. We're going to be right back. We talking to the good brother, Nick Vintage.
Yes, sir.
Professor Mel Will, Lou Paul Beats, myself, J Ell Groove. Y'all don't go anywhere. Don't bust that nut just yet. We'll be right back.
Why did you put your hand up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, man. It's a great episode tonight.
Yep. It's a great episode too.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, so
that's all right.
Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, DFW Shed Sessions Podcast, and the Ministries.
Okay.
Yeah, also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, DFW Shed Sessions Podcast, and y'all guys can follow us on Facebook as well, DFW Shed Sessions. So let's get on to these social media plugs. Professor Melville, Beautimus Professor Melville. Where can we find you on social media?
That's all right.
You can. You can find me on all social media platforms under Professor Mel Will. That is Professor Mel Will.
All right, my good brother, co-pilot.
Yes, sir.
Where can we find you on social media, my good brother?
Man, hit me up Facebook, J Ell Groove, Instagram, who is J Ell Groove. If you want to dabble in any one of my conglomerates, that's another Groove project. Another Groove project. We do photography, videography, marketing, content creation, all the above. If you want to dabble in some of this fifth level couture, you know what I'm saying, just go on there, hit me up. We got shirts, hats, hoodies. Other than that, yeah, that's where you can find me at.
All
TikTok, OnlyFans, you know, all that good stuff.
All right.
That's all right.
Sounds gravy, baby.
And Lou. And Lou, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram, Lou Paul Beats, and I have music out and available. Like, check it out, some chill hip hop instrumental music on all music streaming platforms. Just look it up under Lou Paul Beats, and there you have it.
Dope.
Yeah. So, my good brother Nick Vintage, where can we find you on social media?
My Instagram. So I'm on Instagram. My Instagram. I have multiple Instagrams. There's my personal, which is stay_Swayze. All right. So STAY_SWA. What is it? Swayze. SWAYZE.
Is that like a play on? Is that like saying "be cool" because of Patrick Swayze?
No. I actually got it from a DMX song.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I can get the context out here in a minute. So, also for my band, Orangutan Super Love, which is, a lot of people don't know how to spell orangutan, which is really crazy. They always say orangutan, and people are just illiterate. So just orangutan is OrangutanSuperLove. So orangutan does not have a G, and I've found out how many people are illiterate by having such a band name. And also another Instagram is My Dad's a Worthless Piece of Shit. No, just kidding, man. Facebook, Nicholas David or Orangutan Super Love as well. So
dope.
Yeah.
If I could ask real quick, where did you come up with that name? Where you get the name from?
I wanted to ask that.
It's kind of lame.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my dad.
Damn. It's over, guys. So I ended up. Okay, so I was really already toying around with the orangutan concept because it's my favorite animal, just about. I've got a couple animals that I really, really enjoy, and I was really fixated on trying to incorporate orangutan into something. And there was already a band in the 70s named Orang Utan, which it's all their logos for everything is orangutan. It's ORANG, and then there's a hyphen, and there's UTAN. Okay. But I was like, oh, well, people just think I'm a jackass if I just take it, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't just be orangutan. So time goes by. I go to, there's a super group with Les Claypool and Sean Lennon, the son from John Lennon from the Beatles, called the Claypool-Lennon Delirium.
Okay.
And I was at a concert. Turns out Tin Man was there at the same concert, and I had no idea he was even there at that time. And we had no idea of even knowing each other, but we were actually both at the same concert.
Okay.
And there was this fan that screamed out to Sean Lennon, and they were like, "We love you, Sean!" And then they played the song. After Sean Lennon responded, he was like, "Oh, I love you too," and they just played the song. So then, after the song, Les Claypool from Primus, he was just like, "Hey, I almost didn't play that song because of how freely you just threw the word love out there, because he realized it desensitizes the word love, and that's the most powerful thing we have. He's like, love is the most over-encompassing form of just like what's more than that. So if you're diminishing that from its root, you know." I always ask that to my grandmas because people would just throw it around like, you know, you can just say it to anyone like, "Hey man, love you," and you know it doesn't mean a thing anymore. Like it's. So my grandmother, he said his grandmother at the time would use the term super love to let him know that she loved him more than love. And so when I heard super love, I just joined the two together and was like, man, those words sound really good together. And I was. That's
actually not lame at all. Yeah. Especially the concept of super love. That actually doesn't. Yeah. That's not lame at all.
Yeah, and the orangutan is one of the most intelligent, most incredible apes out there. If you do any research on those guys, they're something else. And so a lot of the mindset of like orangutan super love, you know, is get out of your head and find it in your heart. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a lot of the stuff that we do is based on feeling, and just because each one of my people that I involve in it now, it's a passion project of something where it's so rebellious to a degree because it's against the grain, but everyone has so much fun doing it, catching that wave and that energy in that moment, that it's not a, you know, there's it's something else, man. It's you just got to be there, you know.
Right.
If you're not, you're somewhere else.
If you're not, you're somewhere else. I like that. It's like that's your sign off.
That's my everything, man. Everything. I'll tell. Well, that, and I insult my audience sometimes.
As do I.
Yeah. If they're not around, I keep calling them possums because I mean, it's like I know you guys can be there, but you're not. You're out there playing sleepaway somewhere, man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like you're playing dead somewhere, or I don't know. Maybe they're actually dead. I don't know where my audience is at. Maybe it's a time lost that I never found. But,
I got you. Yeah. That's what's up, Lou. What you got?
Yeah. So with the type of music you have and within your bands, so I guess starting off, was it difficult booking shows? Or
no,
not at all.
No, because I just lie to the venue. I just tell them like I do something else. I'll be like, we got a showcase coming up with some blues, and be like, yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're new, we're starting out, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll get you on there, and then I would just not do blues.
Hilarious. So do they get pissed or like what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is this?
Yeah, I immediately got banned from like a couple places. Like my band did, at least. They were like, we're not having them back, and I was like, I don't care. Some people loved it, but I mean, it was really cool. I actually learned that from the Blues Brothers.
When they went to that
Yeah, they just like walked up there and
we the good old Blues Brother boys.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the good old boys. They came in there and they're just like, we're the good old boys, Blues Brothers band. Yeah. That's where I learned that tactic. So I would do that, but then things started coming out. I started going to mics and stuff like that. And then, it just started, it wasn't hard to book gigs after a minute. But I mean, right now, I guess it would still be considered hard for me to book gigs because people don't really want to get on it. So I just kind of wiggle my way whenever I get around. That's why I like festivals and stuff like that instead, because people are there to listen to music. And so I just jump in where I fit in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you ever go like out of town, or you ever been like out of state doing stuff?
I'd have more success if I did. Quite frankly, like if I went to Japan or somewhere like that, Philippines, because my 3 fans out there that I've done from my statistics, they're in the Philippines. I've already checked.
Analytics.
That's where they're at. Yeah, they've given me the thing. They're out there. So I mean, I do think that if it was somewhere else, I would be getting more work and I would be doing that. But I really love Texas. This is the place where psychedelic music was born. So I have a lot of heritage here where it stands. Like I want to be right where I'm at, and I don't want to be too far from home. You know what I mean? But just local stuff, and just mainly doing studio stuff and just expressing myself.
Yeah, got you.
So is the overall goal? And I feel like you kind of answered it earlier, but I just want to like kind of tap on that one more time before we get into the segments.
Yeah.
Is the overall goal, like really just being able to just drop everything and make a full-time career out of playing your music, or is it more so just, I'm just, throwing something at the wall or whatever?
No, the goal is to feed into the resenting of my father.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding, man. No, I have a.
I'm sorry.
God, I gotta stop. You can't provide me with some bit to play on. No, I had a. I don't have a goal with it. I just, it's the thing that keeps me sane.
I got you.
It's if I don't get it out, like people sometimes are obsessed with like journaling and stuff. And if I don't hear because I've got music in my head all the time. And if I'm not doing it eventually where I'm just playing it, I don't know. Once again, man, one of those situations where if I didn't do it, I don't know what would happen. I mean, I already got something called sanitized murder weapon. I'm just.
They're going to use that album against you. In court,
I know. Yeah, the first moment, man, that they found my dad missing. He's been dead for 11 years, man.
Right.
So no, but that's pretty much. I just haven't had a goal, man. I really just enjoy doing what I just love. Like just playing, and I've found people that feel the same way, and then we just do it. Like I said, I've never gotten paid for anything that I do. I think I've gotten paid once on accident. The people just randomly gave me money, and I was like, wow, I didn't expect to get $400 from this.
It's good tip money. That's all right.
I didn't expect it.
So with that, you say you don't get money for it or you don't get paid for it, but like, how do you fund your projects? Or is it out of your pocket? Do you raise money? Like,
I hustle a lot. I sell and trade music gear a lot, and then of course I have a full-time job right now, especially. So I find ways. I mean, money's not hard to be found. You know what I mean? You just find money. You can make it if you want it. So that's my whole thing. It's like if I want to fund something, I just find the money to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it. It's like whether if it's my full-time gig or however else, I make some moves and bam, here I am getting something else I need to make the next thing happen, because I just don't want to sit there on my ass the whole time.
But
Right.
You're one of the first not first. Let me not lie. You're one of the few musicians I know that actually have a 9-to-5 to offset musical expenses as well. I know that's probably not why you have the 9-to-5. You actually want to eat and have shelter and stuff. But you have a 9-to-5, and I'm sure that it helps aid with your musical things that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just so as we discussed earlier before the podcast thing, I run a comedy club out in Fort Worth, and salary job helps to get some stuff that I need every now and then. But other than that, I got a lot of my equipment hunting done out of the way for the last couple of years, so I'm pretty content with what I have right now. And I'm a guy who likes to utilize a lot of the supplies I have, and if main thing is just general maintenance from here on out a lot of the times, unless I see something I just can't live without.
I was about to say, so you're not that type of something new just came out.
I do it. That's when to me anything that's I don't like to have that many sentimental things attached to music gear. I'm not a hoarder or anything. I do have a lot of stuff, but it's one of those things where at the end of the day, it's a piece of gear. I can either get rid of it or hold on to it if I want to. So whatever takes priority at that time, if I'm looking for a certain sound or something that I want to toy around with that really just speaks to me, then I go out of my way for it. And I can't stop I can't stop staying awake sometimes at night thinking about a lot of stuff and arranging sounds. So until I buy certain things, I literally will sleep deprive myself until I get it. So I'm like, I got to work this out the right way.
Yeah.
Because I'm arranging sounds in my head consistently. So it affects my personal health. My girlfriend's like, please just buy the damn thing. You have the money in the account.
So you go to sleep?
Yeah, she's like, you have the money in the account. What's stopping you? And I was like, man, it's like the back door won't shut. Like the back door won't shut at the house right now. I can't not fix that to get 3 guitar pedals. You know what I'm saying? So, something like that. But.
Gotcha.
I got you. Cool, man. Cool. All right, man. We have we want to deep dive into Nick just a little bit. We have a couple recurring segments on the show, and we just want to get to know you a little bit better, honey. The first one, we like to call this one Top 5.
Oh, he can't hear it.
Just give us a minute.
I could do the white guy thing and act like I'm in time when I'm not. You know what I mean? Try to act like I have rhythm, but I don't.
Yeah, all right.
I found the one.
All right, man. So, Nick, we call this one Top 5. So I'm going to ask you, like you said, you are the general manager for a comedy club, and just getting to know you, I do know and feel that you have a certain love and certain level of respect for the art of comedy.
I do.
Stuff like that. So, my top 5 is pretty simple. Who are your top 5 comics?
Oh man,
dead or alive?
Simple for you. Man, Harland Williams is one of my all-time favorites. I got the pleasure of meeting him and serving him directly and got his autograph when I was assistant managing and bartending at Hyenas in Dallas, and that was really, really great. Okay. Man, that's crazy. I don't really go out of my way to listen to. That's the thing that I warned you guys. I have a sense of humor, but I'm also desensitized to comedy because of how much I see of it. So it's like I don't really have a lot of play, and like I don't actually find joy anymore in watching it. I just don't. I don't ever watch it.
It feels like work or something.
It just, I don't know. It's like I worked at a strip club once as a VIP guy too, so I stopped going to strip clubs after figuring out, All
right, top 5 strippers. No, I'm joking. But now,
Sapphire. Yeah. She also hates her dad.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
I'm sure she does.
A real estate license isn't going to pay for it. So.
Oh man.
That's good.
Sir, you're so funny.
That's good. All right. George Carlin.
Ooh, I got my one. I got my one on accident. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I did really good this whole
You
interview.
did. I'm so proud of you.
George Carlin's good. I like.
Oh yeah.
So sorry, Harlan Williams, George Carlin. I'll steal that one away from you because you mentioned it. I've been digging a lot of Adam Ray's character work as Dr. Phil.
Okay.
Lately, I can watch him. Gilbert Gottfried is really awesome, Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
Oh, dude, Norm is phenomenal.
The dude you talking about? My first time seeing him. What's that? That roast? Not a roast, but it's that thing where they like let other comedians come on and it's like a panel.
Kill Tony.
Yeah, Kill Tony. And that was my first time seeing like that
Adam
guy.
Ray or what?
The Dr. Phil character.
Oh, Dr. Phil. Yeah, Adam Ray.
Yeah, because he was like the comic. He was like the dude who was like auditioning or whatever. He was like, well, I've been molested 5 times.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the Dr.
Which
Phil,
one was your favorite?
Yeah, the Dr. Phil, he was like, well, which one was your favorite?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun. I love dark humor.
Yeah, we did karaoke with him at Hyenas after hours, and actually we drank so much booze they had to put a rule with how much after hours employees shots you can get, because we got wasted with Adam Ray. We did karaoke, and he signed a bunch of his Dr. Phil shirts and gave them to us at the end of the shift. Dude, we got wasted with that dude and did karaoke. It was so fun.
That's dope.
He's awesome.
That's dope. Another dark comic I like is his name just left me. One of his bits, he used to have a show and he did this thing called Shark Party. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, okay, well, bet. All right, so moving on.
All right.
It's gonna come to me like next week, and I'm gonna be like, that guy. I'm gonna text you and be like, hey, I was talking about him. but no. So next one, we call this one "Playing in the Wrong Key." So this is our version of what grinds your gears, pet peeves in the industry. I know we got a lot, Nick, but I just need one. So what's playing in the wrong key for Nick?
Nick Benton.
I'd have to say, like, hold on a second. You told me to have this locked and loaded, not to give away the secrets behind the show room. But, like, do you mean just in the industry overall? Like, what happens?
Yeah, stuff that happens, stuff that irritates you.
I think false rumors that take a life of their own.
Unpack that.
Affect people.
Unpack that.
Unpack that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I had a circumstance. I had a bandmate one time, female.
Anthony Jeselnik. That's his name.
Yeah, I
Oh
love
my
that guy.
God. The fact that it came to you so quickly.
I actually knew who he was talking about after before he had mentioned it. I was actually already thinking of Anthony Jeselnik. I just didn't know that show you were talking about.
Yeah, he had his own show.
But
at
when you
one
say
point in
dark
time.
comedy, that's all I think about is Anthony Jeselnik, and he's really funny.
Yeah, he had his own show at one time.
So I had this disgruntled bandmate at the time. I actually had an original band before Orangutan Super Love called Frank the Band. That was a concept that I started with my uncle, and man, we had started this thing, and I was dating the keyboard player in the band, and she and I were living together, and we had this other person who I wanted to be our vocalist. Man, if I say names, it's like one of those situations where that will still, I mean, they already know that we have problems with each other, and I've already aired this shit out, so to me it doesn't matter, but
Do what you feel.
You don't have to say names, but at the same time, you
Or
know.
give them code names.
Yeah.
Alias.
Alias
Yeah.
names,
Give 'em
yeah.
alias.
No.
Okay.
Okay, we go with no.
Yeah.
We go with no. Okay.
So
So you got to save it in the phone as no.
no,
No's calling up.
what is it? Scarlett, man, from the band King Clam, dude. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I'll air it out. Why not? She can always talk. I don't care. I've already rebutted this so much in time. It's crazy. So like so at the time, I mean, we were all younger, and she was living in some sort of lifestyle, but she would never show up to our band practices, man. And like, we went to the Balcony Club one day without her to go hang out with Liz Michael on the Monday Night Showcase. And Orangutan Super Love was the new band. No, it was Frank the Band at that time. Sorry. Frank the Band, we went up without her, even though I kept trying to get her to go. I was like, hey, we're going to go to practice, and then we're going to go to the Balcony Club. And we've never been there before. It was my first time. And I was like, we're going to go there and do some Sly and the Family Stone and go hang out at the open mic. She didn't show up. But the first time we ever stepped foot on that stage, you know, and I didn't know it was one of those things because I'd never been. They only let like one person go up on the stage.
Yeah.
We went and took it as a band. My bass player, key player, and then like someone had played drums with me, and I did guitar and vocals. And we won the very first ever golden mic that was given out at the Balcony Club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the very first golden mic that was ever given out at the Balcony Club, our band got. And Scarlett was so offended that she didn't get this mic trophy.
Yeah.
And she claimed it at the time. She was being very narcissistic. Like, oh man, that was my club you guys performed at, and you got this thing. And I was like, okay. Well, later on, I ended up exploding at a bandmate during a band practice, and then she quit the band saying that it reminded her too much of, like, you know, she got triggered or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, here I am on the whatever, and I'm stuck without that, you know. And she just left, and I was like, whatever. And so years go by, and I was with who later became my wife, I was hanging out at this thing, and her friend who had came up, who was also
Shout out to wifey.
yeah, who was there, randomly came up to me drunk at our table. We were on a date, actively on a date before she was my wife, and this girl comes up who happens to be the guitarist for the band that Scarlett's in now, and was like, she's like, oh, well, she looks at my wife and goes, well, I just hope he's not like the way he used to be, like real sexually charged and stuff beyond people.
Oh, wow.
And that rumor that was falsely spread.
The face that I just made, I was like, dang.
Dude, the rumor that grew out of that, oh my gosh.
Sexually charged.
Sexually charged is so vague, it takes a life of its own. Next thing I knew, I was like some like predator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the team. It was like, then it got around. And then by the time I confronted people on it, everyone wanted to save face on it, but my wife had my back. I'm like one of the least sexually motivated people I know. So it was like the most...
I didn't mean to laugh, but shit.
It was the most embarrassing thing to be walking around. It took me 3 years to clear my name of that, and like we still have issues. Like they'll only start causing issues with us if they're seeing us do well. Like they'll see us in places and then they'll try to like go and sabotage my bandmates, pull them aside and like try to start the rumor up again for no reason, even though it's already been snubbed out. Like I don't understand why it happens, but that type of shit, like it gets under my skin so much, and I've had to advocate for others and I've actually had to clear other people's names that have fallen under the same thing in the music scene that I've actually known are innocent on things, and people just do that just to disparage someone's character, and it's disappointing. Sometimes
I think we had a mutual friend that kind of happened to.
Yeah, but if you're the editor, right?
I am.
You're the editor, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever bleep anybody?
No.
We haven't started bleeping people, and I don't want you to be the first.
You should. You should bleep. You should bleep every time I drop the name there. So every single time I drop that name, the actual name, you should bleep it. Just for the very first time on an episode, you bleep something that had nothing to do with cuss words. Because I did really good, like not swearing.
You did. I'm so proud of you.
Jimmy Kimmel does this thing called unnecessary
censorship.
The funniest thing ever, dude. It makes it sound like you're saying just some of the most outlandish shit.
Yeah.
But you're really not. That's what's up.
You're funny.
We combated it. It was so funny. We actually were playing for the Battle of the Bands or whatever. We were celebrating this Battle of the Bands thing that was going on at Cheapstakes. And the funniest thing ever happened. I was like, hey, man. I told my band, I was like, hey, man, King Clam's going to be there. Let's go ahead and, like, let's have a song called Sexually Charged play. But let's just do like their song Roswell, because they had a song called Roswell. I was like, let's just play that song's riff over and over and over again, and just call the song Sexually Charged, while screaming a bunch of really like feminazi stuff into the microphone. Wow. So we were doing that while they were there.
Get in the kitchen.
The crowd.
Make me a sandwich.
No, dude. The crowd went nuts. They were loving it so much, and they were so disgusted. And I was like, you earned this.
You earned this.
They did. They still cause me problems this day. They try to steal my bandmates away. And now it's like they cause problems between my bass player and my younger guitarist and my drummer. It's like my whole lineup just gets screwed around by stuff like that, all based off of the fact of jealousy.
Your genius behind your pettiness.
It's
like
you could definitely
whenever it's time for me and you to work together, I need somebody to say "fuck your mama" just one good time, so you can get pissed off.
You said it more than I have this time.
But see, I have not. Oh yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
Okay. Well, hey, bleep censorship. Ha ha ha. We could do that.
Yes.
Let's have the first bleeped episode.
a bleeper.
Yeah, this is going to be a blooper of a bleeper. All right, man. So we're going to keep it pushing. We call this next one Gig Tales. All right. So good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. What's that one gig experience that you had that you could talk about?
The worst one I got. Okay. I'll go with the worst. So there's a mutual festival that you and I like to play. It's an underground little festy that we like to play.
He said you like to play.
You know,
we're gonna bleep that out. We're definitely gonna bleep that shit out.
Well, you like to favor for people.
Yeah, right.
I love it personally, man. I like going there. So it's my fourth time ever playing there. They do it twice a year, man. And there was one that was delayed and all this nonsense, man. I go in there to play this festival, and I'm sharing the stage. At that time, my lineup rotates. You know, I was getting some new bandmates, man. And I had this kid on, who's just like my little brother. I'll actually reserve his name because I love him so much. I would never want the public to know who he is.
Now, real quick, did you live record one of these for the album?
Harshmellow.
Yeah, Harshmellow.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of editing to that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you know what? I was there that year.
You were?
What you? Because I think I was. Okay, bet.
You was
bet.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
You was there
I operated
too.
smoke machines for you guys the next day.
Yeah. I remember that. It happened right before I pulled up.
It was the day.
It was the day before.
It was the day before.
Yeah. I was there that year.
So
I was there too.
You were not.
dude, you would have wished, man. This is crazy. So like the small stage has this like fire pit in the front. It was like they had this some logs burning, and man, this kid.
It's a lady that does fire dancing and stuff.
There was a kid. He just got. He's actually a kid at this time. He was like 20 or 19 years old, man. He bless his heart. That's a Texas thing. Bless your heart. And he exemplified that. Oh my God, he had a handle of Tito's with him. And was just doing coke, like a ton of it. And then by the time,
kid?
Yeah, a 19-year-old kid. Sometimes they just get their hands on stuff, and they they don't know what's bad for them.
Those little rascals.
Yeah. Kids do the darndest drugs.
The darndest drugs.
Yeah. So
that's a drop in itself.
Yeah.
Kids do the darndest drugs. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, people hate their dads. So let me get back to this. He gets completely wasted, and my legendary friend, he was supposed to play bass for me, and he wasn't able to make it because apparently he was busy making merchandise or something. If I could only remember his name.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have a
right
bass
at the
player.
top of my head. I just can't.
It's right there.
Yeah, dude. I felt like it's right on I feel like it's right on the tip of my tongue. So
Beautiful.
I'm stressing out. I don't have a bass player anymore. He was supposed to play bass for me. And so I had another volunteer who was like, okay, I'll play bass with you. I was like, cool, I'm going to do 2 drummers. So I had Marsha Keys and then my buddy Tommy Cox. And man, this kid gets so wasted. He immediately, the first thing he does when he gets on stage, I mean, we're trying to go into this thing, and I actually had a time to channel in my pedal board rig, and I'm doing all this stuff because I have so much effects doing all my music. I had like 25 pedals at the time. I was trying to dial it in, and this kid's taking a beer and he like dumps it on his guitar and onto his pedal board, and then he kicks his pedal board over. And I was like, oh man, shit, this is about to get real live. So I was like, maybe if he can contain it a little bit. But it wasn't like that. So we started just like doing the songs or whatever, and he keeps diming this guy's amp that he's borrowing, the tin of my tongue. That guy was also supposed to bring my amplifier that I was supposed to use that night, so I actually had to borrow my guitarist's amp, and then my guitarist borrowed somebody else's. So he kept diming this tube amp that was a vintage tube amp. He kept diming it every time, and he was just so drunk. And then every time the owner of the amp would come around and turn it back down, and he'd be like, hey, stop diming my amp. And he just kept turning it to 10, like looking for an 11, you know? And so next thing I know, he chugs another beer and throws the can back, and then the bass player, he gets his gear wet, and he's like, oh man, this is about to go south right now. And he like grabs his gear, and the bass player leaves. I'm like, oh man, now I'm without a bass player. I'm playing without a bass player. Then he's going and going and going. Everything's going worse. Then the guitarist dude who's letting this kid borrow his amp unplugs the kid's guitar and takes his amp too. And he's like, sorry man, I got to do what I got to do to protect my gear, you know? But I didn't even see it. I wasn't seeing any of this stuff. I was so focused on what was going on with my rig that by the time I picked my head back up and I'm trying to do stuff and I look back, bass is gone. I'm like, all right. And then I go back down and start doing more. And then I look up, he doesn't have an amplifier anymore, right? I was like, oh man, this is getting worse and worse and worse. But at the time, I didn't even know what was going on I didn't even know. I just thought that people started taking their instruments and stuff because they hated my music or hated what I was doing. I was like, so then I started like losing my cool. I was like, what am I, some kind of joke? Yeah. So I took the self-absorbed route on it and was like blaming myself because that's what I do because I was raised Catholic. You take it out on yourself, you know? So then all of a sudden I found out later it was the kid that caused all the problems. But yeah, in that same instance, I mean, he kicked a fire log in the fire pit or something, like off the fire pit, and it hit some girl and injured somebody, and then he grabbed an overhead mic from the drums and screamed to F the crowd and the festival and all this stuff and was cussing everybody out, was being drunk and belligerent. he punched my adopted mom in the neck, and she had just had like a broken like vertebrae, reassigned essentially, like something was going on, like a reassessment of her condition, and like he like punched her in the neck. He was trying to like put his arm around her, but he was so messed up that by the time he came around, he like just like decked her really hard in the neck, and then she was afraid and was like freaking out. And she's like, get away from me, like don't do it or whatever. And then he just like cussed at her and was like, F you, go get Tommy, which is her husband, who's now my adopted dad. So that was really, really probably my worst gig. On that grounds of that festy, there's an unspoken and spoken rule. There's no fighting, no drama on the grounds, or else you'll be banned. So like they were almost willing to waive that rule to beat the shit out of that kid, toss him off, and then they were going to ban our band. We were actually not supposed to come back to that festival. We weren't supposed to come back. We were not even allowed. And then so I ended up kicking him out of the band, and then regrouping and kind of reevaluating my direction, and then getting back together with the guy who runs that jam. And I was like, hey man, I really like a chance to wipe my hands of this, and try to do better if I can. And then the following time we came back, last year was really awesome. So it was a huge redemption on my end, but plus also my greatest friend in the world, who I just can't remember his name. He also had my back the next day. A lot of people were like, man, why are you still here? Like they were looking at me and being like, dude, why are you even still here right now? Like they were wanting to jump me. And then homeboy had my back and was like, hey man, it wasn't his fault, and he didn't know. And he was like, also I was supposed to be there. And then even on his set with you guys on stage, he gave us a shout out and was like, hey, I heard some stuff happen, and if I was there, I was like, I was glad I wasn't there. I would have gotten myself banned,
Which I was just about to say is probably best that the dude that we can't think of his name, it's probably best that he wasn't there, that he wasn't the one that because that would have went a totally different route, dude. If it was his gear that got wet up and all that stuff.
We wouldn't have to be kicking anybody out. There would have been a body needing a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Just merch everywhere.
That's my worst gig I think I've ever played.
Merch everywhere. Man, listen, Nick Vintage, we told you that you were coming on here for an interview, and we did not lie to you. However, that is not the only reason that you're here. We wanted to take a second out of our schedule to actually sit down and give you your flowers as well.
My what?
Flowers.
Flowers?
Yes. Now, we don't have real flowers to give you in the budget, nor do we have fake ones to give you.
I don't know if you want that.
Well, it's not done growing just yet.
And it's not none of y'all.
I'm about to say, I'm not gonna.
Thank you.
That one has a sibling, right?
Yeah, that's the big brother, and that's the little brother.
Yeah,
Right, don't be giving my stuff away.
That ain't good.
You can't separate the children.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You cannot.
They will resent their father forever.
But no, we wanted to take
The nerve.
we actually wanted to take a second and give
I
you.
tried.
We wanted to take a second and give you your flowers and just give you your props and let you know that we actually appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys.
You've been I've been knowing you for, I want to say probably about 2.5 years, something like that.
Something like that,
man. Ever since the first time I met you, you've been nothing but a solid dude.
Thank you.
Our mutual friend, you know what I'm saying, who's I consider him a brother, man.
Can y'all say his name?
Legendary says.
The
legend says you can't say his name.
It's right at
Anonymous.
It's right at the bill of his cap.
Yeah,
you just really can't think about it.
You can't really, like, rumor has it if you say it 3 times,
he won't show up.
There's a fight that's willing to bust out. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, if you say his name 3 times, some kid's getting his neck broken in Deep Ellum.
No, sure, but nah, man. Like, especially since even him, man, I legit consider him family.
Absolutely, same here. He actually officiated my wedding. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got him ordained.
You know what? And yes,
he's ordained.
He is.
No way.
Absolutely.
I had 10 man, whatever. Fuck it. There's my F-bomb out loud.
Yeah.
I had him get ordained so he could marry me and my wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
Like I said, she is.
No. I saw his
ex-wife.
Credentials.
Yeah, I saw his credentials and all that.
Oh,
Like I said,
man.
ex-wife were no longer together, which Tin Man will talk about that too. He's like, man, you always want your first marriage that you ever actually get to officiate to be a long-lasting one. And, you know, it ended up not so great, so the marriage was completely kaput. And whoa,
Yeah.
that's a story for
Another time.
yeah. Entirely. So, like, but yeah, he was always like, man, I really, you know, just to know all the stuff that happened. But then, you know, yeah, now I'm in a really awesome relationship that's not, you know.
I like that for you.
But
Yeah.
now, man, back to you, man. What? So, and I'll say it. I've said it to him. I've said it publicly. Tim Man he has a lot of shitty friends.
Ton.
He has a lot of shitty friends. But what's a blessing and a curse for him is that he has a very big heart. But there's a handful of people that I've seen legit take care of him, legit have his back, legit have his best interests at heart. And that's one of the things that attracted me to you beyond, like, even before I knew what you did, you know, solid drummer. Solid drummer. I love how passionate you are about your art. I love the fact that you love your art. Yeah. You legit love your art, man. I love the fact that you put yourself in a position to where you allowed the art to help save your life. Yeah. Because that's what it did for you.
That's literally why I stopped doing drugs.
You know, that it and a lot of people don't even love that for you. A lot of people don't even have the strength to do that. You know what I'm saying? That takes a hell of a strong person to do that, man, to see how far you come and just to flat out say, yo, you know what? Hey, I'm not okay, but I'm not giving up on shit.
100%.
That is beyond commendable.
And you got help. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? I love that.
Absolutely. That's beyond.
I cold turkeyed everything myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally was like, so I realized at one point when I was with that band I talked about earlier that I pettied them.
Yeah.
That I was buying drugs from. Yeah. I realized I couldn't drum a 4-hour set anymore. And it was due to my substance abuse. And I was really taken aback by it, and I was hurt, you know, and I started feeling really, what's the word for it? Part where you hate yourself. What's the word for that? Insecure.
I was about to say insecure.
I was really insecure and inadequate. There you go. So I was like, man, I don't think I can get back to, I was like, I need to get back to being able to do a 4-hour set on the drums without having this hesitation or this like inability to do it and lack of quality and all this stuff, and had the need to keep putting system refuel, you know. I'm sitting there snorting 3 to 5 8 balls a week and just drinking like it was water. You know what I mean? Wow. So at the time, I quit doing hard drugs. I quit alcohol and cigarettes all in one day on Thanksgiving 3 years ago. And then eventually I got back to social drinking. I'm not a habitual thing. I know I'm here today with a little bottle, but it's like I just got off of work and I'm enjoying a casual little drink. But I'm in good company. But it's like I stopped smoking cigarettes, got back on those. I mean, I quit those out coming up on a year again. And then, like I said, I usually just cold turkey. It was literally music. I literally was like, I just want to focus on my music and my art stuff. And I don't feel
music saved your life.
It did, yeah. I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to commit myself to actually making a difference in my own passion if I don't quit, and I probably won't live to see my goals come to life. Yeah. So I quit everything myself. It had nothing to do for anyone.
Super proud of you.
Yeah, I didn't care about anyone else other than me in that moment. That was the most amount of self-love I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
So with that being said, man, just to see, because even and you've seen, we've all seen plenty of them, some of the most talented people we've ever met, but are legit shitty people, terrible people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, and it's like, man, are you at least a good person? And I can honestly say, from the bottom of my heart, Nick Vintage is a stand-up guy.
I mean, other than this phone that's over here charging.
This is like the third time that you've interrupted my flowers.
I'm sorry.
I really appreciate it. So, Nick Vintage
Have I told you how much I hate my dad?
You know what I'm saying? So we just want to take a second to give you your flowers and say we legit love you.
Thank you.
We are legit proud of you. We want you to keep going. We don't want you to stop, man. And we're looking forward to everything that you have to offer, man. Y'all make some noise for Nick Vintage one time.
It's the right one this time.
It's the right one.
It's the right one this
I
time.
promise it's the right one.
From now on,
Right
it's
one,
gonna be
man.
like, make some noise.
Man, I got one more question, man, and then I'll be my I don't know what else you got, Lou, but I'll be done.
Hey man, you got it filled up. All the juice is at the top.
already. So, man, listen, real quick, I want you to imagine that you run into a younger version of yourself.
Yeah.
Imagine that you run into a younger version of yourself. Whenever you were trying to find yourself, whenever you was trying to figure life out. What advice would Nick Vintage today give to a younger version of himself?
All right. Okay. Now, all jokes aside, we've done a lot of joking about the dad thing.
Yeah,
but if I legit, because of we have barely scraped the surface on my issues.
Yeah.
I had a really toxic environment with my parents. So if I saw myself as a youngster and I was like, hey, my advice to you is don't wait until your dad dies to start hating your parents, both of them.
Okay.
Start now. No.
Okay.
I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Because that held me back so much for the first... Shit, dude. After 18, after my dad died, and like I said, my mom and I were never on good terms in the first place. I was trapped in an environment when I was a kid that was so toxic that I believed that there was no normal other than that.
Oh, okay.
And so I was that was my life. I didn't even know that my dad could even die. I was made to believe that at the end of the day, this music career, everything that I've ever done, everything that I've ever stood for, all the life experiences, all the things I've been doing, and all the things I've even attempting to accomplish, or the memories that I've made and the love and the loss that I've had since now, that was never planned. The original plan was that I was supposed to be the son of a tow truck driver, taking care of that man until he died. But because he died when I was 18, I got to live a full life so far up to this point and have the most incredible memories and experiences I'm forever grateful for. And I can also detach myself from the things that are toxic and look out for myself, along with sharing the love I have for others, and embrace that every day that I wake up, and I'm happy to do it. So I think that's what I would tell him is, hey, it's not, this isn't real. There's a reality beyond this. That's something that you're there's a dream that you don't even know is going to happen, but just keep your head up, Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So knowing who he was back then, what would his response be to your advice?
First off, he wouldn't, just to my advice, or to look at me, because he wouldn't even know if it was the right person.
Just the advice.
He would be scared first.
Yeah.
He'd be scared first because he'd look at me in the face and he wouldn't recognize the man he saw before him. And fuck, dude, that's fuck.
I understand.
That's a hard one.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep, actually.
He'd look at me and say that I was lying.
Wow.
He would look at me and he would be like, this is first off, that's not going to happen. My dad's not going to die. My dad's not going to die, and my mom's going to get better. She's, and, that I wouldn't know what's good for him.
Yeah.
He would tell me politely to go somewhere else and jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
So he would have been very reluctant to take any of my advice whatsoever. So he would have hated that.
It's crazy you say that, because I asked that question to a lot of my guests. Well, I asked that question to all of our guests, and one day somebody flipped that on me, and it was like, well, what would you say to your younger self? And I had to, I don't know. You asked it. I asked this question every interview, and it's sometimes when it come back to you, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then you think about it, and then and because a part of it, because the one of the main reasons I love to ask that question is to show ourselves how far we've come and how much we've grown and stuff like that. It's a sense of reflection, and to hear you say that last part, he wouldn't have believed that, or he wouldn't have, or just to think that he was supposed to be there. I can say that same thing. When I was growing, man, I grew up heavy church, mother very religious, dad a hard ass. You only know confines of what you're raised
fantasy,
in.
man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then to find out, you know, you're allowed to have your own thoughts. You're allowed. I mean, hell, a lot of times us as kids, even as men, like we're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be soft. We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to do any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not supposed. You know, we got to be hard. We got.
I sucked it in just a second ago.
Yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
hardwired, man.
You know, we got to be hard. We got to be gorillas all the time. And it's like no, bro. It's like even just the notion of I'm supposed to say I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And you know, not knowing that, bro, it's actually healthy saying, yo, I'm not okay right now, because it's a sense of acknowledgement, and you also know that there's something that needs to be fixed, and there's some type of work that needs to go into me being okay. You know, you understand, you, instead of being delusional, you see that there's a problem. You see that there's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we like to have these type conversations, because most artists and musicians, we don't get to have these conversations publicly. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate you for being transparent in that sense, for sure, man.
I swear, man.
And and again, it's just a testament to how far you've come.
I've had a weird, like, selfish thought, but it's also just like acknowledging the whole circumstance. I've talked with a lot of family members, or at least one that's really close with mine is my aunt. Shout out to her. She's always really
It's always the aunties.
and
it's always the damn
it's my dad's
aunties,
sister, man.
Yeah.
She ended up being a real trooper at the end of the
Yeah.
day. I was made to believe since I was a young kid that she was the enemy, but turns out she's the one that I needed to see the most. But
Yeah.
so, like, I speak about it every now and then. If somebody, I remember the amount of grief and shock that I had when I was 18, whenever I lost my dad suddenly. It was a very undeniable feeling that I can't replicate to this day. You know, I mean, I could, but it's not.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I thought the world was going to end. Everything stood still, and it was much more of like a impactful thing where it just like felt like I got punched in the chest and in the face and in the stomach all at the same time. You know what I mean? And I was just like, how's the world ever going to keep moving beyond that?
Right.
But knowing that that whole situation I was in was so toxic and so bad and abusive, and everything that I've overcome since then, and have made my own life and owned it and grabbed it by the horns and tackled it to the pavement, you know.
That's beautiful, man.
That's I asked myself this with a couple of people. I said, if a wizard, like if a wizard came through that door over there with the talking bathroom, and and gave me a choice, he said, would you ever, would you give all this up to go back where it started, like, and bring your dad back and continue the life you had with your dad and see where that ended up? I would have to respectfully decline and tell him to kill himself, because that's like, I'm so thankful and grateful every single day, bro.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. I could never go back to believing the life that I was supposed to live beyond that. So it's like, it almost feels selfish and weird to be like, would you ever want to just say something to your dad again, but you lose everything you got now? I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Everything that was done then is like, that can stay there. It's in the rearview mirror, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, 11 years gone now. I mean, geez, man, I'm a full blown man now.
Yeah.
I'm living my life, and it feels so good. I've got my own name, and I have my own recognition. I've got friends and family now that I can call my own, and the craft that I've pursued. So it's fulfilling.
And we celebrate you for that, man.
Thank you, man.
Real talk, we celebrate you for that. Lou, what you got?
Yeah, man. Well, we definitely want to have you come back.
For sure.
Because I feel like we really just...
Oh, we ain't even...
Yeah, we just scratched the surface with this, and you filled in a lot of great information. And I got to have my people get with your people so we could find out how to get you on this marketing team, because I like your marketing strategy, bro.
Man, listen, like I said, I just need somebody to trip him or something. It's like I'm going to hire somebody to piss you off. And
find the person you hate most. I'll teach you everything you need.
I'm going to hire somebody to piss you off, and as soon as they do it, I'm going to be like, hey, nigga.
Hey, do you hate your dad too?
We can talk about that on the next interview. You know what I'm saying? Because we got way more in common than what you think. So
my dad is a piece of shit.com. That's what we're going to call him. No.
But yeah, man. All right, man. So look, with that being said, DFW Shed Sessions, man, we've had a super dope interview, a super dope conversation,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Definitely want to have you back.
Thank you.
We meant everything we said.
Thank you.
We meant everything we said, and it's been a dope conversation. We got Professor Mel Will in the building.
Thank you.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Professor
Pleasure.
Mel Will in the building. We got the other co-captain of this here mothership, Lucius White, aka Lou Paul Beats, in the building. Been having a super dope conversation with the good brother
Yes, sir.
Nick Vintage.
Nick Vintage.
Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Orangutan Super Love. He has plenty of material, plenty of music.
Too many. Got more on the way. We got
Yes.
we got
Okay.
we got a film coming out. We've got
nice.
I'm
yeah,
with
like
it.
a full blown like docu-film.
Sir.
Like
I'm with it.
yeah, we do all that docu-film. We got more albums this year. We've got
okay.
Good merch and then
I was about to say merch.
vinyl. We got picture books. We got it all.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got 8 tracks. We got
I will
everything,
have
whatever
cassette
you-
tapes for sure. I am.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we definitely looking forward to all that. So with that being said, DFW Shed Sessions, make sure you like, share, subscribe, keep tuning in, and we gonna call this one a night. Remember, it ain't gonna suck itself. God bless you.